Okay, Facebook, I'm doing this again, I guess. I got a lot of people that watched my video the other day and liked it, and there was a lot of outpouring. I want to say thank you. I mean, a lot of people hopped on there and just I don't know, made me feel very good. I felt blessed. What I'm doing, I'm driving right now. I'm going to pick my son up from school. It seems that when I drive, I think a lot. I like to think. I think deeply. I know there's a lot of people who probably think I'm just some big meathead, but which I played a very good part of for a long time. And but what I wanted to talk about now as I'm driving is being in a life of recovery. And I'm a recovering addict. I'm not recovering from, as a recovering addict, I'm not recovering from anything other than myself. The drugs that I put in my body, they're a symptom of something much, much deeper, much, much more ingrained, much, much more powerful than actual substance, because they control it. They control you putting that substance in your body so you don't have to listen to them. There's a whole chorus, all this madness going on inside your head. And the recovery starts here. To grow, you have to go within, and that's the hardest part about it. I think a lot of people in recovery have a hard time looking at themselves because, one, it's been presumed that what they're going to see is ugly. I can relate to that. But the only way to get released from the agony of drug addiction, alcoholism, is to look within. And I'm finding more and more that I need to do that on a daily basis. I can't just do that one time and think I'm all done. Life's a journey, right? Not a destination. Recovery is a journey, it's not a destination, and it begins with me. And I also want to say that if you're in recovery, I know, Johnny, that's awesome, dude. Dude, you're a miracle. People don't understand it. I shouldn't say people. I'll speak for myself. Recovery's a real thing. Now, there's a lot of people that say it's not a disease. I see both sides. I can see what goes on both sides. All I can tell the people is the people that negate recovery, the people that don't know what recovery is. What's up, Ryan, dude? I'm happy for you too, dude. I saw you post something the other day, Furby. Awesome work, bro. I'm just happy to see you do. I'm happy to see anybody who's in recovery do well. I'm happy to see people do well. That's my passion. People are my passion. And I was afraid to really tag into that because I didn't think I could give anybody anything, you know? I got you, Joey. I appreciate that, brother. I know that. That's what the beauty about this. Look at this. That's why I like to do this. That's why I like to do this, because I get people who actually come on here and you can interact, because I'm still talking to, I'm trying to pay attention to the road. Probably not too good. I'm okay though. Nice, even, what is it, a 3-car roll? I'm good. Exact 4-second roll, whatever Linda was telling me about. Being in recovery. Okay, what I was getting back to, sorry, is on a tangent. There's a lot of people who don't believe that recovery, addiction's a disease. I mean, from the perspective of you can't see a malignant tumor or inside the body, or there's no lung, there's no lesions in my lung, I can't see it. Okay, I can agree with you there. I mean, but there's an old adage and an old metaphor that, like, in recovery, if you're diabetic and I don't take medicine, I'm gonna die of diabetes. So now, anytime, seriously. I ask about you often when I talk to Linda. I see if Linda talks to you. Reach out to her. Let's get together for dinner. I don't care. You got it. That's part of it. You go through it daily. Recovery. Just because you're using a drug and you take the drug away, you're still in recovery. You're still an addict. You still got the addictive thinking. You still have the motor in your body driving your addiction. Take the drug away. That's like a raw nerve, right? So, I know what that's like. I know I dealt with that. That's it. All addicts deal with that. I can only speak for myself. What I don't what I don't like about the whole addiction thought a disease, you gotta suck it up and let's go, get your big boy pants on and battle this shit. Shit. Fear, internal. Fear, RJ. Good, man. I'm glad you liked. I'm glad that message helped you. I'm glad, because I'm serious. Mindfulness is the key. It's the key. It's the switch. It's the switch, dude. Being mindful. Oh no, here comes a. Sorry, I had to pull over. There's a fire engine trying to get out, and I'm letting him go. God bless whoever's in an accident. I hope nobody's in an accident. This guy wants to go. Go ahead, brother. Sorry. I don't want to cause another accident while they're going to do another one, right? That'd be terrible. Alright, this probably isn't the safest thing, guys, right? So. Anyway, sorry, now I'm driving. I'm good. I'm good. Traffic's good. I'm safe for the most part. The key to this whole thing is being mindful, and it's so hard to be mindful in the fury of addiction. And only people who are in addiction or have addictive thinking, who have OCD, you know, PTSD, that cyclone of garbage that just rips through your head, man. You can't get to the middle of it. So I've been learning about mindfulness, right? So what mindfulness? Oh my gosh, they took the bridge out here. All right, what mindfulness is to me. Sorry guys, I'm trying to figure out where I'm going. So mindfulness is seeing. I'm the watcher of my thoughts, right? I don't judge a thought. I don't put a label on it. I don't say, oh man, I'm horrible for thinking such a thing, or oh my gosh, this, that. I'm going to sit back. I'm going to kind of survey and say, oh, that's an interesting thought. Now that sounds so like easy, right? But it's not. It takes some time. But you can start at any time. So that's a big part. That's a big weapon in my arsenal. Is mindfulness. So being aware of what's going on in my mind, I can see where because it seems to me like, sorry if I'm babbling, guys. I'm trying to figure something out here. It seems to me like there's a thought, right? Dictates an emotion. That emotional response causes a cascade of thoughts and negativity that we just ruminate on, and ultimately is just going to keep us in the hole, keep us in the cycle. So then that's kind of where that's my addiction. I mean, that's it. Let's take a drug so I don't got to feel like this. And it worked really good for a long time. And then you crash and you burn and you bring everybody around you that loves you pain, misery, and heartache. And that's all it's ever going to be. There's no different. There's no tale. There's no ending to that tale. You know, it's not one of those books where you can go through and say, you know, if you want Johnny to pick the lock, go to page 7. If you want to be Steve, who goes into town looking for the monster, go to page 15. Remember those books? I love them. But there's only one end of the tale, dude. It's jails, institutions, and death. I saw 2 of those, and I don't want to see the 3rd. At least not anytime soon. And I don't want it to be you know, you want to be dignified, you want to have graciousness, and you want to be a grateful, productive member of society. You can't do it on drugs and alcohol. It just doesn't work. You're sooner or later going to crash and burn. Even if you are doing it a little bit, you're going to crash and burn. Anyway, I'm running on a tangent here like crazy. But I figured while I'm driving, I'd talk. So let me get back to what I said about, you know, is it a disease? Is it a disease? All I know is that I never consciously chose to ruin my life. I never consciously chose to pick up a drug and a drink. I never consciously. Actually, sorry, I'm thinking about it a bit. I consciously chose to pick those things up. I made a choice. You got me there. You absolutely made a choice. I'm responsible for that choice. I picked it up. But when I was young and at the age I was in, when I first picked up and I drank it, took my first sip of alcohol, and boom. It's like, there it is. There it is. I feel so much better. That rat race stopped in my head for a little bit, and it kind of, that thinking was all the way back then, you know. I never did anything about it back then, and it precipitated. Made bad decisions, added to it. Just some more things for me to be, what's it called? Regret later on in life. Bad decisions. So, I mean, I've made many of them. I'm kind of getting off the edge. I'm sorry, guys, if you're not paying. If it seems like I'm off all over the place. I'm going to pick my son up, and the road that I got to, they took the bridge out. So, I don't know which way to go here. So I might have to call the school and tell them that I'm running a little bit behind. So let's catch up later, guys. I apologize for that. I can go in tangents. Ask Linda. She loves when I like to talk all over the place. See you guys. Have a great day. I want to say, if you're in recovery, I love you guys. I love you. I mean, I love you all. That's the biggest thing that I needed to put out to the world is love. And for so many years, I left being a big, you know, the big, strong football player, the fighter. I let that bullshit image walk in front of me, man. I wanted that image, that ideal. I wanted that to be, I wanted people to see that because I was too afraid of who I am. Don't be afraid of who you are. Drugs ain't gonna fucking make, I'm trying to cut down on the cursing too. Drugs will not ever make you the person that you feel you should be, or the person that you don't like. All it will do is kill the person quicker and not even give you a chance at recovery. Not even give you a chance at, not even give you a chance at life. So I'm gonna go here because I can't really pay attention. I'll get back after this later on. Anybody who watched, thanks guys. Later.